Hey, fellow loggers and timbermen, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to TerraScape, Episode 2, Timberland. So the next scenario, Timberland. Complete all main quests to unlock the next scenario, satisfy the demand for timber for our town, and secure the supply. A kingdom can only flourish if it's rooted in a robust society. For this, we will need villages and cities in which the townsfolk can thrive and are supplied with important goods. We should make sure that we have a plentiful supply of good timber to carry our ambitious plans. So not all of the scenarios have you build big cities. Some of them have you terraform the terrain in ways that don't look ugly, in other words. This is going to be a slightly more challenging seed because of all the ocean in the middle. So I'm going to re-roll that. Yeah, that one will be a little bit easier. It's not that I don't like the challenge, but I think most players would be like, oh, ocean, giant lake in the middle? Like, no thanks. It's just unnecessarily tricky. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is to unlock the settlement. So let's place our keep down. And I typically like to place the keep somewhere very central. Because we know that this scenario is all about wood, let's not do anything to the woods that we have. So I'm going to place the keep like over here instead, because I don't want to delete forests. And unlock the settlement deck. Place cottages with gold ratings. Okay. So cottages like to be near megaliths and near rivers, and this is a megalith river, so this is a good spot. Done. Now these obviously can't really be merged in anything because I've like nested them in a river that won't have adjacents. Create a longhouse, 6 of them, and unlock homes. So we're down to longhousing again. And we know from experience, leaving room for there to be deployments in the middle of a longhouse, so that you can place like wells or taverns or something like that is ideal. So I'm going to try to build with that in mind, leaving space for something in the middle of a bunch of longhouses. So now there's a one spot there that we will be able to place some combo card. So longhouses are done. And the next thing it wants me to do is to unlock homes. So I could place a well here for 70 points. Maybe I'm going to wait for something higher yield instead. And to unlock the houses cards, if we go over to the decks, houses is the next one over. So I need just a little bit more points generated with the settlement deck in order to unlock that. And this river is not going to allow me to start building downward, so I'll build my longhouses this way. Another thing I'd like to add is I like to try to constrain things by itself. So for instance, I have a cluster of housing here. I'm not spreading it out all over the map tile so that I can use the rest of the map tile for other things. There's generally keeping similar things together is a pretty good idea. Like farms and fruit farms like to be adjacent to one another because they share the same synergies. You know, cottages and wells and taverns like to be adjacent to one another. So keeping everything sort of clustered together generally allows for better synergy down the line. And I've left a little bit more space for... Maybe I'll put a well here. A little more space for some adjacent bonuses. Whoops, that was almost a misclick. Okay, cool. I have houses unlocked. So it wants me to create 8 city districts and 4 royal forests. So if I take a look at the merged buildings, there should be a green blueprint. Oh no, I don't have one. Okay, so we'll just keep playing until I get the royal forest. Here is where, having played this before, I know what it needs. But if you were new to the game, you'd be lost. And this is probably one of the more frustrating parts of this game. Or challenging, depending on how you look at it. Which is, I don't know what the blueprint for the Royal Forest is, and short of Googling it, I wouldn't be able to know what to put together for the Royal Forest. With that said, I can tell you it is not the settlement deck. We've seen the full settlement deck, and I've unlocked the full settlement deck, and we've unlocked the full food deck, right? Thinking back to the last map. So having all of the food and settlement cards didn't give me the merged building for Royal Forest. So I know it's got to be the Forestry deck. Now the side mission wants me to create city districts, but the main mission wants me to do a Royal Forest, and I'm going to work on the main missions until I know that I'm going to be able to accomplish them, and then I'll do a side mission. So there is a lumberjack unlocked in this pattern, and I think, oh, and a lumberjack's unlocked in this pattern, but still unknown tiles. So the best thing that we could do is to level up our forestry deck in order to unlock more new cards with the forestry deck. So the lumberjacks like to be on grass or thicket, thicket's better, and adjacent to forestry or forests, but definitely not adjacent to other lumberjacks. So basically, plop lumberjacks in the middle of a big forest and they're happy. That'd be the TLDR. There's 1, 2, and I just unlocked Forester, a new card for the forestry deck. So let's go back to the merged buildings. Oh, and here we go. I have 4 foresters in a diamond, and then this pattern here. So let's make the top one first. So for that I need more forester cards. Here we go. And I'll place that here. So this was indeed a royal forest. So royal forest gives 10 additional points once done. It gives you a place a forest card, which I got here. It turns all of the surrounding tiles to forests, and it generates thickets on those surrounding tiles as well. So here I have a diamond of forestry cards, and all around it, it formed a forest, except for where the game resource was already placed. All right, so it's a really good way to essentially terraform, if you will. So the best thing I can do is to spread them out in such a way that I get the most bang for my buck. And the forester cards themselves prefer to be placed on grass. So finding open grassy areas where I can drop the foresters is going to be the most points. So here's a pretty grassy spot, like right there. So there's Royal Forest number 2. And I just also unlocked a new card for the deck, which is Sawmill. Sawmill likes to be placed on thicket and gains points from adjacent royal forests and lumberjacks, forests, rivers, and foresters, but not other sawmills. So sawmills are fine being next to lumberjacks, but not next to other sawmills. Hey, Crimson! Thanks for the gifted sub. Cheers. And hitting that milestone, my goodness. All right, I don't have a lot of card draws left. As you can see, I only have one. So I gotta start making points with the cards that I already have access to. Or otherwise, I risk losing, which would not be so good. Ooh, that's a boosted sawmill. All right, there we go. That's all the cards, all the points I have. So there's my 4th Royal Forest. All right, next it wants me to create a forest settlement. If I take a look at my merged buildings, this is still in green, which means this is likely the forest settlement. So that's 3 cottages, a well in the middle, 2 foresters, and a lumberjack. But I'm first going to focus on the top main quest, which is to place gold lumberjacks, because I need points. So let's try to get them gold lumberjacks in. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. No problem at all. All right, let's work on the forest settlements. I need 1 more forester card. And I also just unlocked the last of the forest deck, which is the charcoal burner. Charcoal burner loves to be placed next to royal forests and city districts. So that's interesting. Charcoal burners are ideal. I don't have any city districts at the moment, but they're ideal to bridge between forest and cities, right? You're taking all the resources from the forest and burning it into charcoal, which benefits the city. Sawmills are so what is it? It wants me Forester Village? Good. All right, so let's make some of those. So for that, I need a well, and I need a hex grid that is more or less flat. So it's pretty flat right here. I lose some points placing it here. I'm not too concerned about that. So that's my central well. I need 1 more cottage. So we do 1, 2, 3. Then my foresters, 1 and 2. And my lumberjack. And this is what is called a forest settlement. Pretty huge terraforming effect. So in creating one of these forest settlements, I gain 4 game cards, 1 predator card, which is really good for hunting. It adds forests on free surrounding tiles. So if you have like a huge arid area or grass area or something, it will massively create a forest for you. And then also generates thickets on them too. So let's, I don't have any points right now. As you can see, I'm out of card draws. So I'm going to want to try to make some points. Oh, damn, that's a lot of points. 410? All right, that's going to give me some cards. There we go. Now I have 3 more decks to draw from. All right, cool. So let's try to get another forest settlement. This is an okay spot. Maybe I'll pull one out here. Yeah, it's flat enough out here. So there's my well. We'll do cottage, cottage, cottage. I need more foresters. Forester, forester. And then lumberjack. Boom. Okay. Earn points by placing a sawmill. Well, that's too bad that I just placed that mega mill, and because that 1 card placement would have satisfied this entire goal. But there might be another amazing spot for this sawmill. The reason the last sawmill was so many points is it was like a boosted sawmill, so it gave bonus. So let's see. I'll put 90 points is not bad. I mean, that's still gold placement. And it also likes to be near rivers. Yeah, here's 110. I'm not getting a lot of sawmill cards when I draw foresters. I'm getting forester royal forest cards. Okay, I can't place any more sawmills. I'm out of cards to place, so I need to make points with what I currently have. So let's put down some lumberjacks for points. Alright, that unlocks some new cards. And maybe I'll put a royal forest, there. Alright, come on, give me sawmills. Oh my god, didn't give me any sawmills. I'm getting so unlucky. I want sawmills and it's just like, alright, so here's some more foresters. Here we go, I got another sawmill. Okay, done. Unlock the community deck and place gold taverns. So there's my community deck, and the first card I unlock with that is the tavern. Also, if we take a look at their merge buildings, we'll see if tavern is involved in any of these patterns. This isn't tavern, but it's 2 lumberjacks and a sawmill. But I still don't know the 4th. And here's a something with a tavern, but I don't know the other parts of it. Alright, so community deck. Here's our tavern. And taking a look at taverns, they like to be in rural environments, so these are not good for city districts. And, well, I left some room here for taverns. I wasn't leaving room specifically for taverns, I was just leaving room to place stuff to benefit the longhouses. So those are 2 taverns of the 4 that I need in gold, and it just unlocked a bathhouse. And unfortunately, I just drew a card and it wasn't a tavern, it was a bathhouse. I'll hold on to it. Alright, here's another tavern card. I need... Oh, yeah, here's a gold placement. This is one boozed up community. It has 4 taverns on top of one another. But they're placed just far enough apart that, you know, you can do a pub crawl. Look at them pub crawling. Alright, next is place markets with gold rating. So we know from experience the markets is the last settlement upgrade. So I need to basically score some settlement points in order to unlock the ability to even place markets. And I do have this, so I do have some side missions here. So placing sawmills, 1 more sawmill will give me a bunch of cottages, which might be nice. But here's the case that I was making before, which is unlocking more decks isn't necessarily useful. So if I go to unlock new cards, I wanted to place a sawmill, right? I can't. I only have community and settlement at the moment. I would have to draw another deck to be able to potentially get a sawmill. So I can't work on that one. I can try to place my charcoal burners, but they're going to be best to place once I have merged city districts. So maybe what I'll do is I'll work on placing some merged city districts. I find it's best to start your merged city districts somewhere near your keep, because your keep has adjacency bonuses for them. So I'll start them here. And also, the merged city districts make you, like, hella points. So if you're low on cards, they're a pretty good, pretty safe choice. Oh, so now I don't even have settlement choices, but that's fine. So I'm out of cards, and I need to make some points with these cards. Charcoal burner here would be good. Let's see, there's probably really good charcoal burner spots over here, too. And that gives me enough points for house cards. Good. Merge city district number 2. I'd like to get that sawmill. Oh my god, I'm not being offered sawmills. Game, you're killing me. I want to get this, like, place one more sawmill done. And the game's like, nope, sorry, you're only getting forestry cards. No sawmills. Whatever. Whatever, game. I'll delete those deer. So I can have a better lumberjack. I'm, like, placing forest down so that I have, like, meta lumberjacks for points. So here's a good spot for a charcoal burner. Although I'd like another lumberjack there, so let's, only get forester cards. Nice. Thanks, game. Screw you, too. I'll use them for Royal Forest, then. So yeah, you're definitely... Oh, here we go. Finally, a sawmill. You're definitely at the mercy of luck of the draw sometimes. It's not that much a problem. But there we go. So now here's our, like, lumberjack sawmill configuration for high points. And the reward is done. Good. Nimion, thank you for the resub. And, Stoned Gandalf, I like the name. Welcome to your first stream, and cheers. Alright. Forest Settlements is, gonna reward me a bunch of charcoal burners, which helps me on that other side quest. It's also, worth noting, I own only 10 out of 16 for the main quest line. So let's actually focus on trying to unlock the market card so that I can focus more on the main quest line. Alright. So we are halfway to the city district mergings. And I'm out of points. There should be some good market charcoal burner spots here. There we go. So that's 4 out of the 10 charcoal burners placed. I also have a bunch of cottages. And cottages are settlement cards enough that, like, I might be able to make some longhouses back here to unlock that market card. Rather than to recycle these longhouse or these cards. There we go. Finally got a market. Alright, so now when I draw settlement cards, here's a market. And I need to be gold markets. So these markets really like to be near the keep or other city districts, or forest settlements, or charcoal burners. So market's going to be, yeah, here we go. Ideal over here. So like 145. I can be satisfied with that. And then there's a 130 spot over there. That's good. That's one of the 2 markets in gold. I don't have access to another settlement card, so I'll do forestry this time. Because I'm still working on the forest settlements. So maybe what, knowing that I'll have to eventually make 4 forest settlements require lumberjacks. So I should start to save up my lumberjack cards for forest settlements. Same is true of my cottages, because each one takes 3 cottages and a well and foresters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to not use my wells, cottages, lumberjacks, or foresters for a bit, so that I can save up for forest settlements. And I can maybe... I need foresters. No, I have foresters. Alright, let's place 1 forest settlement now. And this, these are a little trickier to do, only because they require such flat areas, and they're a little fussy about the requirements. So I could put forest settlement here. This is a good spot. Ideally, you want to place them where it's grassy as well, because the cottages and foresters themselves benefit from grass. And there is forest settlement 3. I could put a forest settlement here. It's grassy enough. flat enough. So that's well. Cottage. I only have one forester of the 2 foresters I need and not enough lumberjacks. And not being offered... Ah, here we go. Here's a special building that I could place. A monastery. I don't have a goal to place monastery, so I'm just going to ignore that. So now all I need for this combination is a lumberjack in this spot once I get a lumberjack card to play. Which I don't have at the moment, so I'll go back to building city districts. There's another city district. And I'd like to leave room in these city districts to also place, like, combos. For taverns and markets and the like. So, I just got another market card, and here's a gold market that will fulfill the main quest. Done. Now it wants me to make 5 more city districts, and then bathhouses in gold. Well, I could place a bathhouse here. That's 1 of 4, 2 of 4, 3 of 4. That was easy. And bathhouses are the community cards. Oh, there we go. I got my lumberjack for the forest settlement. You really have to, like, multitask here to have different channels of things you're working towards. This looks like a nice flat area for another forest settlement. So I'll put the well in the middle. Cottage, cottage, cottage. Forester, forester. And then we just need the lumberjack in this spot. Hey, it gave me a lumberjack. And I'm getting a lot of, like, place game and place predator. And I'm going to recycle these. Because the decks that I have are already maxed out. Meaning that I'm not going to be able to get basic food. And basic food is pretty much the only deck that takes advantage of game. You know, hunters. So there's really not a lot of point to keeping these place game or place predator cards. I might as well just recycle them for points. Alright, it wants me to make only 1 more forest settlement. I have the wells and cottages for it already, and the foresters. So let's find a good spot for that. I can place it here. 1, 2, 3. Wall in the middle. Forester, forester. Oh, there will be a double adjacent lumberjack here. Well, whatever. Actually, no, recycle. Forester there. Now there won't be a double adjacent lumberjack next to the other lumberjack because I undid and placed it better. So let's see if I can't get a lumberjack. Nope, I'm definitely not going to be able to. All right, give me a bathhouse then. Ah, there we go. So I just need 1 more gold bathhouse. Done. Do I get a lumberjack? Nope. Alright. Well, if I'm not going to get my lumberjack card, let's try one more time. Nope. The game's like, haha, I know what you need, so you're not getting it. Fine. Be that way. Hey, oh, it gave me a boosted lumberjack. Okay, then. Merged 4 settlements are done. Those are trickier to place because they have a really large footprint. So you got to really strategically place them so that you don't run out of valid placements because you can't place them on water, you can't place them on, like, you know, hilly terrain, etc., etc. All right, back to, let's see. Both my primary and secondary objectives is a merged city district, so it seems like I know what I should be doing. The problem with that is I am out of points. So I need to make some points to be able to buy new cards. So let's look at, there's a lumberjack. Chapels have really wide sphere of influences, So anything with a really big sphere of influence, you know, is a benefit and a curse. The benefit is, of course, it covers more area for more point gain. The curse is the adjacency penalties are hard to avoid, right? Because chapels get a -40 if they're next to another chapel, but they do have a range of 3. So I could put like a chapel here. That would give me more cards for a deck. And I pretty much just want settlement cards so I can do the merged city districts, because that's the goal that I'm working on. So I'm leaving room there for like a bathhouse or market. Or a chapel. I could put a chapel there too. Ooh, a church. So this is like a mega church. No, that would be the wrong term. This is like a cathedral. So it's a boosted church, which has increased range. Let's just pick it. As you can see, due to its boosted range, I could really cash in on like a high point gain by placing it, because it has a higher adjacency point value. And what I might want to do before I drop this down, though, is to increase the amount that it can benefit from. So basically, like, add extra cottages back here, just to be able to boost the thing even more. Right, so now this is a 295. Yeah, that'll work. That's good enough. And that gave me, oh, a boosted well. That gave me enough points for a bunch of additional houses. Let's see. This boosted well. Let's put it in the town. 140 is the highest I've seen so far. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Back to the city districts. So the side quest is done, but the main quest still stands. You can see, like, running out of room. Well, I'm not, it's not that I'm running out of room, it's just I am definitely filling up the map with these city districts, and I have to be careful about where I place them so that there's room for the boosted buildings. Now it wants me to build longhouses. Back to longhouses. Done, because I had 3F4 right there. And now it wants me to place chapels. So chapel is the 3rd tier community building. So I should unlock community cards. And here's another chapel. And that one works. Instead of getting a chapel, it gave me a church. Or a tavern. A drunk man's chapel. Is there a good spot for this? As you can see, the city districts don't really care about taverns as much. They only have a bonus of 10, whereas the longhouse is a bonus of 20. So, you know, is it trying to say that the people that live out in the sticks like to drink? I think it is. Alright, here's my chapel. And 115 is 125. There we go. Now the last goal, the last main goal of Timberland here is to place 2 hospitals. Hospital is going to be the final. Well, I mean, I'm not spoiling anything because I've unlocked all the forestry and all the settlement cards, so it's the final community card. So I need to basically level up my community deck by earning more community points, but before I do that, I should get the side quest of charcoal burners. And fortunately, I have exactly 6 charcoal burners. So I don't even have to buy new ones. So I'm just going to try to make as many points from these charcoal burners as possible. But the game doesn't really care if I make points, right? It just says place 10. They don't have to be profitable, but I'm going to want them to be profitable. Just cause, why not? And there we go. Charcoal burners are done. It did not give me any new side quests, so I know that all I have left to do is the hospitals. And it did give me this new card here, which is demolition. It demolishes built buildings. So if you're like, oh man, I really don't like where I placed something, you can go back and nuke it. What you can't nuke, however, is combinations. There is a card that you unlock later on in the game, which allows you to demolish combined structures, but the demolition is just single structures. Alright, so I need to level up my community cards. And I didn't point this out, but as you can see, it says community here. Like this says settlement, 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 community, forestry. So it will tell you what kind of card it is on the card itself. So if I made points with the bathhouses, I might be able to unlock the new hospital cards. Here we go. This is a good bathhouse. And boom, we got hospital as a result. And I just have to place 2 hospitals. The game doesn't care if they are valuable or not. I didn't... Okay. I picked monastery because I thought that would be cool, but now it's just like not giving me hospital cards. So I'll place this one at least. So if there was space like in the middle of the settlement, you know, this would make more points. But I could put it over here too. 170, that's pretty good. 150, let's do 170. The monasteries are interesting. So the monasteries get a bonus from markets, royal forests, houses, farmsteads. So where my royal forests are is going to be a pretty good spot for them as well. They also are... They get a bonus from like game too. So all those game cards that are recycled could have benefited the monastery. Oh, so here's a good spot. Like next to the royal forest and the rivers and the game and the berries and cottages. That gives enough points. And there we go. Here's my final hospital card. So this should win the game, or win the scenario for me. Try to as many points as possible. 150, that works. Good work! You've successfully mastered all challenges that you faced, and thanks to your determination, your kingdom has grown once again. And the best was that 410 sawmill. Yeah, no kidding. 410 is a lot of points for a single card. Thank you for tuning in to TerraScape, which originally streamed live on Twitch August 23rd. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow viewers.